Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to today's weekend reflections on this Saturday, the 8th of June 2024. I hope you are well wherever you're tuning into this from. Today, I would like to read to you from this wonderful book, Divine Power Oceans, Words of Truth Inviting to Reality, Spiritual Discourses of a Living Master by Mawlana Shaykh Nazim Adil. This was published in 2004. I'm going to read from the first sohbet in the book, Real and Imitated Targets. Dastur ya Sayyidin di, ya Sultano al-Ulia, ya Wajala Madad, Uzu billahi min ash-shaytanir rajim, bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-azim. Apparently outside there was a heavy storm with thunder and lightning and rain pouring. And the Sheikh said, Allah, 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 Subhana man yusabihu radu bihamdihi wa malikatu min kifatihi wa huwa Allah kulli shayin qadir. Glory be to him whom the thunder glorifies with his praise, and his angels out of awe, and he possesses power over everything. This is an association helping people if they are doing wrong or going in the wrong direction, to bring them back to the right direction. An association helps pilgrims. If they have lost their way traveling through deserts, it makes them find their way and reach their target. And subhanallah, for everyone there is a target, there is a goal, there is an aim or objective that you're trying to achieve. Glory be to him who has placed in every heart what occupies it. Allah Almighty is giving something to everyone, or to everyone's heart to think about, and a desire to reach his aim. There may be 100 persons here, and each one's heart is turned towards another direction. Everyone is thinking about something different. It is impossible even for two persons' hearts to be directed towards the same aim. People may be occupied running to become members of parliament. It is okay. 100 people may be asking to become members of parliament, or 1,000. It doesn't matter. But what is behind that intention? What is each one's aim? This is quite timely, with the elections at the moment, although this was originally from the 22nd of January in 2004. And Mawlana asks, when I'm going to be an MP, what am I planning to do? What is my aim by running to be an MP? Really, everyone's heart is occupied with different aims. That means everyone has his own target, and everyone is trying to find a way to reach his aim. So he's saying, in terms of, for instance, people running as politicians, as is happening soon in the US or the presidency, and also in the UK with the elections. There's been quite a few elections actually recently. And Mawlana is saying there's nothing wrong with running in an election to become an MP or to become a senator, or running in an election for any other kind of public role. But what is the person's intention? If you're planning to do it, what is your intention? When you become an MP, what are your real aims? An MP is just a seat in Parliament. That isn't the real aim or objective. The real aim or objective is what you want to achieve when you're in that role as an MP, or as a senator, or as some of the public position. There's nothing wrong with holding that public role. There's nothing wrong with running for it. But what are your intentions? Are your intentions to benefit your community, to benefit your country, to do something good that will benefit people, benefit humanity, or even the natural world as well? Or is your intention when you're in that role simply to enrich yourself or to enrich people who supported you? What are your aims and objectives? What's your real ones? And this is what Mawlana is saying. Now, we are simple servants, and we are like people wandering through a huge desert, dispersed, not knowing where to go. Hundreds, thousands, millions, and billions of people find themselves in that huge desert, and they come together and ask, what are we going to do? Therefore, the Lord of heaven sent his messages to those wandering people, calling them, come, O people, come and join me, or those who follow me. We shall take you to your real target, because targets are either real or imitated targets. So here, Mawlana is using the allegory of the desert. The desert here, it's representative of the world, of our lives, of the challenges that we face, like you would face in the desert. We're all gathered in this place, but ultimately, where's the real benefit? Where's the real nourishment? You know, like you're in a desert, it's where do you find water? Where do you find, what are you doing there? What's your real aims and objectives? What are you really after? And Mawlana is saying that a target, an aim, is either real or it's imitated. And he's saying Allah is calling them, come to us, we shall lead you out of this desert to your real targets. But we said, everyone has his own thoughts and ideas. Real targets belong to our real being. Our real being, our spirituality is never going to vanish or to finish, and its targets, the real targets, can never be lost or stolen either. They never lose their value. They belong to the eternal world, up to eternity. Whereas imitated targets, which nowadays most people are after, belong to our physical being. Our physical being enjoys reaching such cheap, imitated targets. Their emotions lead people to run after these imitated targets because their 5 physical senses are directed towards them. Our senses, our physical senses, are directed to the things of this world. And real targets are beyond the senses, the normal senses. So, of course, most people are enamored by these, what Mawlana is calling imitated targets, the things of this world which will pass away. But Mawlana is also saying that our real being is our soul, and its targets, they never change and they never lose their value. And depending on the person, they may or may not align with the targets that that person says in their lives here on this earth. And Maulana says, therefore, first of all, people are in touch with their physical wishes and desires. They think that these are their being's real desires, or that these are their real targets. And we say, O people, beware. O people, don't be cheated, because you are not the first ones to get lost running after those cheap, imitated targets. Quickly, when their physical being is destroyed and they've lost their strength, they'll find out for themselves that they have reached nothing, because our physical beings, targets and pleasures, by always fulfilling physical desires from the age of maturity onwards, are getting less and less and less until they reach zero. So even our ability to appreciate and enjoy the physical things of this world, Maulana is highlighting that this ability passes away as we get older. So while a young person may be very fit and agile and can fully enjoy a lot of things of this world, but as we age, even our ability to be able to enjoy the physical pleasures of this world starts to diminish. For instance, you know, people's eyes. As my father got older, his eyes were not as good as they used to be. He couldn't read things that he used to be able to read so easily. He was an artist. He used to like painting, and he struggled with this during his later years. So, the pleasures of this world, they start to diminish. And that's just one example in regards to the eyes. Similar is true for our taste. Similar is true for things that require physical exertion. They tend to diminish with age. So even the physical things that we are after in this world, our ability to appreciate and enjoy them diminishes with our age. Mawlana Shaykh Nazim continued and said, people are seeing and noticing that, but still Shaitanic advertising and Shaitanic teachings continue to cheat mankind, saying, no, you must continue that way to reach your never-ending desires, promising to fulfill their endless desires to satisfy never-ending desires. Finally, with their last breath, when their mouth is standing wide open and their eyes are already closed, people understand that they have been cheated. At that moment, they understand that what they have lost or have been made to lose everything. At that time, they realize that they have reached zero, nothing. But there is no more chance for them to come back for a new beginning, because these people, even if they were brought back, would do the same things again. Even if they wanted to come back a third time to reach the real targets of their life, their physical desires and five senses would occupy their minds, shut down the light inside their minds, and extinguishing the light of faith in their hearts. So they may be unable to see the real targets. Material aspects and physical desires imprison their souls so that their souls can't reach to their own hidden real targets. Wa alaikum assalam. I'm good, alhamdulillah. Thank you for asking. The Lord of Heavens sent us his chosen servants who are in connection with the heavens to remind his servants, O people, you must not be cheated to think that the enjoyments provided by these imitated targets, these temporary aims and objectives, are permanent. There are permanent aspects for you, but you must come and look for your life's real targets to find your real targets in the heavens, not on earth. Those who are trying to find their real targets on earth are going to end up as rubbish. They are finally going to be dust, and their souls will be imprisoned in the darkness of the dark world, because they will be drawing closer to darkness, to areas of darkness, to the worlds of darkness which are under the earth. That is the destiny of those who run after imitated and temporary targets. So Mawlana here is highlighting the temporariness of this world, this world that we live in now. And the more we are drawn and attracted to the things of this world, to the wealth of this world, to the temptations of this world, the more we are drawn into the lower realms of darkness, the lower energies. And we end up trapping ourselves in this state of being, instead of transcending that and rising to higher consciousnesses, to higher states, where there are real treasures that are everlasting. All of us want everlasting treasures. Who wouldn't want everlasting treasures? But the everlasting treasures are not to be found in a temporary world. Therefore, Allah Almighty has sent his chosen ones from heaven to make people understand that point and to show them the ways of the heavens. And all religions show the ways of heavens. All religions are built on the principle of the everlasting treasures, of the heavenly treasures. They're not paths that teach you how to get worldly treasures, which are temporary and passing. Amongst the roads to heavens, tariqas offer special ways and lines for people. According to their ability, capacity, or their inner condition, people will reach different levels throughout heavens, and the number of heavenly levels has no limit. They are unlimited. There is no end, no final position for mankind. Every time someone asks for more, he will be given, because our real targets belong to our souls, and our souls are never going to vanish or finish. It is only our physical being that is going to be dust, buried under the ground and disappear. Our soul, our real spirit inside of us, it leaves this body. When this body expires, just as you get out of your car when you park your car. You are not your car. You are simply using that vehicle to get from one place to another. In a similar way, but for a longer period, we use this vehicle of our physical body while we're on this earth. But that is not your root. That's not your soul. And when this physical body expires, your soul leaves this physical body to go on to the next stage of its existence. The souls of those who make worldly pleasures their targets will be The souls of those who make worldly pleasures their targets will be imprisoned in Sijin. That is the name of the prison they will be in. Which is Allah, as Allah says in the Holy Quran, surely the record of the wicked is in Sijin, this prison that Allah has set up for souls that are corrupt or wicked. Those who went after their real targets belonging to their souls will reach, one after one, unlimited levels in the divine presence. According to their rank of servanthood, they will be in even greater pleasure. They will dive and swim in streams of light, leading to unlimited light oceans and every other kind of oceans without limits. This is Allah Almighty's grant to those of His servants who keep performing His glorious service in His divine presence under His divine dominion. They will be for eternity, and their greatest honor is to be servants of the Lord of heavens, whose dominion is no one can encompass. Therefore, the Lord of heavens invites His servants to come to Him, saying, "Come to me." And Allah invites to the abode of peace. Allah Almighty says, "I am inviting you to me, to me, to me. If you are asking for me, you will find me. Whoever finds me, he belongs to me and to my mercy oceans, light oceans, and countless glory oceans. You will be under my divine dominion, and all will be for you. It will be free for you, just because you have chosen me, i.e. Allah, and Allah is accepting you. You will be for me. You sacrificed your existence and you have disappeared, becoming part of my divine dominion's oceans. There will be no more ana anta. I am here. You are here, are there. No, this is maqam fana fillah, al-fani fillah, al-baqi billah. The station of annihilation in Allah, the one annihilated in Allah, the one abiding in Allah after this annihilation. To the one who has sacrificed himself. And by the way, this is also where the metaphor of Rumi and other Sufi saints comes in, where they talk about the moth that is attracted to the flame. You know, in the past, people didn't have electric lights. Today, you have electric lights, and the moth will fly towards the electric light. But alhamdulillah, for the moth, we will not be injured in the same way. But in the past, people used to have candles. There wasn't any electric lighting and oil lamps. And the moth would fly towards the flame because it is so alluring for the moth. And the moth will be annihilated in the flame. But this was used as a metaphor by many Sufis. The real flame is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the moth representing our souls. But unlike the moth, which gets completely burned and harmed by the flame, when we're annihilated in Allah, this is the greatest thing that we could possibly happen to us, for our souls. It is the most wonderful thing because we'll be annihilated and we'll be returned back to our Creator. It's not the same in the sense of like today we'll look at the moth and think you poor moth. It's different. But at the same time, like the moth disappears into the flame, we can return back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To the one who has sacrificed himself, Allah Almighty grants his divine blessings. Sacrificed himself in the sense of the ego. Sacrifice that selfish side of ourselves, that egoistic side, that side that is enamoring after the worldly things. The one who has sacrificed that to be with Allah, Allah Almighty grants his divine blessings to be with him inside his unknown dominions, never-ending blessings oceans, to be inside his never-ending beauty oceans, his never-ending mercy oceans, his never-ending oceans, his countless oceans. That is the real target, not the rubbish of this world. But people are already cheated by Shaitan and they are running after rubbish. They are running to the dustbin looking to find something there, while the Sultan is inviting them, come to me. I shall give you what no eye has ever seen, what no one has ever heard of, what no one ever knew. But people say, no, we don't want that. We prefer to look in the dustbins. That's where we take what we need. People have completely lost their ways and they've lost what their Lord is granting them. May Allah forgive us and send us from his real guides to find our ways to our real targets. For the honor of the most honored one in his divine presence, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, al-Fatiha. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amin. I hope you found that illuminating. And may Allah bless you all. And I look forward to seeing you on Monday for my sohbet and Sufi meditation. Until then, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May the peace and blessings of God be with you all.